Having a hard time figuring this one out. On Wednesday, yesterday, Washington Times reported that starting May 1st, oh wow, that's right around the corner, Americans purchasing a new home or refinancing their existing mortgage can expect to pay higher mortgage rates and monthly fees if they have a higher credit score.
Wait.
What?
That's a fundamental reversal of all economic theory. You want to make the people who have the better credit scores pay the higher rates?
Yeah, no. They're going to have you pay a higher rate and higher monthly fees because you have a higher credit score. Americans with lower credit scores and smaller down payments are going to be given better rates.
So basically, up is down and down is up.
Or stealing from the rich to give to the poor.
Sure.
Redistribution of wealth.
Let me ask you this. Look, I haven't put too much thought into this, but let's throw out a possible issue that could be associated with this. What would your incentive be to maintain a high credit score if what it was going to do was to punish you with higher rates? Why would you pay your bills on time if the incentives reversed from where they are now?
Are you either white or are you a gay hermaphrodite black trans lizard?
What's my incentive of remaining white? If I can just change, perhaps I should go to that second choice, which was too long for me to remember all the details of.
So, it's weird because this is what I'm trying to figure out. Wasn't there something like this that happened 2004, 5, 6, and 7 where they were incentivizing banks to give loans to people who couldn't really afford the houses?
Yeah, although at least in that case, they weren't punishing the people who were paying their bills. Right? Like they were just handing out mortgages to people who did not qualify for them, and that caused the economic crisis.
If you don't understand the concept that socialism and all of this stuff is just, it's not going to make anybody happy. We're all going to be equally miserable, okay? You won't own anything. This is how it begins. You're taking away, through now a different kind of tax. How do they even pass this? How does Biden even get this done? It's crazy.
And when you say pass this,
not pass.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
pass
nothing.
it.
Nothing.
Pass it would signify there was a vote by elected representatives to make this occur. That's not what happened, of course, because that's not how we do things these days.
Right. So I'm sorry that I misled you on thinking that it was some constitutional way of getting this
Understandable misstatement there.
Yeah. Okay. So we have that story. Then I have an IRS supervisor has told lawmakers that he has information that suggests this is from the Wall Street Journal, suggests the Biden administration is improperly handling the criminal investigation into President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and is seeking whistleblower protections. The letter sent to Congress on Tuesday says a career Internal Revenue Service criminal supervisory special agent has information that would contradict sworn testimony by senior political appointees. The supervisor also has information about a failure to mitigate clear conflicts of interest in the ultimate disposition of the case. The supervisor has details that show preferential treatment. No. Wait, did I read that wrong? The IRS, this whistleblower says, is showing preferential treatment to Biden's son?
No.
Preferential treatment and politics improperly infecting decisions and protocols that would normally be followed by career law enforcement professionals in similar circumstances if the subject were not politically connected. The letter says the supervisor has been overseeing an ongoing and sensitive investigation of a high-profile, controversial subject since early 2020. He doesn't name that person. But the investigation as at issue is Hunter Biden. So we're now going to see another whistleblower, and thank God, if this guy's telling the truth, thank God that there are some people that are blowing the whistle on this. I mean, you just can't have, two justice systems. Can't do it. By the way, do you hear the ATF director yesterday? Do we have this cut by any chance? The ATF director was, no, we don't. ATF director was asked if he could define an assault weapon. Okay.
We can't even get a woman right at this point. They're not going to be able to do an assault weapon.
Right. Can you just tell us what a assault weapon is? Can you do that? Keep it short, 15 seconds. He said, well, I'll tell you, I can go shorter than 15 seconds because, if Congress wishes to take me up on that, I think Congress will have to do the work. But there would, we would be there to provide technical assistance. Can you tell me what the hell you're even talking about?
He's over 15 seconds already.
Yeah, he says, well, I, unlike you, am not a firearms expert to the same extent as you may be. Wow, hold it just a second. So the head of the ATF can't define it. Not enough of an expert.
Maybe he's more of an A&T guy. Maybe he doesn't get to the F all that often. Maybe he's been focusing. Maybe he's been drinking a lot.
Maybe he's an alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe.
and they're like,
that's how
get
he got
the
gig.
alcoholic to get the gig. Here he is.
As a gun owner of many different types and a 20-year military veteran, I have some expertise in weaponry and self-defense weapons. What could you, in 15 seconds, would you define an assault weapon for me?
So
if you go past 15 seconds, I'll just interrupt you.
No, so I'll go shorter than that because I honestly do think if Congress wishes to take that up, I think Congress would have to do the work, but we would be there to provide technical assistance. Unlike you, I'm not a firearms expert to the same extent as you may be, but we have people at ATF who can talk about velocity of firearms, what damage different kinds of firearms cause, so that whatever determination you chose to make would be an informed one.
Oh, okay. So there is no real definition. It goes beyond black gun bad. Okay. All right. But we can make it up. Kind of like, can you define a woman? Well, no, I'm not an expert on that. I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't describe, what a woman is in any way, shape, or form. It really kind of depends on, how we define that. Oh. Okay. No, it doesn't. No. Assault weapon. They were not, no, they're modern sporting rifles. And when I say modern, when's the last time you heard anyone use the word modern? Right? Nobody's like, oh, it's very modern. You know why it's called the modern sporting rifle? Because it was out in the 1950s. Okay?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't remember which paper it was. It was the Washington Post or the New York Times. Or one of the big mainstream publications did this thing about we're going to show you ads for the AR-15. We're going to let's go back and look at how they've advertised this product. And the idea was to show you, of course, that they are advertising it as a killing machine. It was one of these type of things. And they had
What the hell is a gun if not a killing machine? I'm kind of buying that. If I go in and I buy a gun for my own protection, or I'm going deer hunting and it doesn't kill the object I need to stop, I think then I could actually sue the firearm maker.
Right. It does not mean you're going out to try to kill people. The point of it is, of course, if you need to because someone's attacking you, it will work in that fashion, right?
Correct.
So they go through this long series of ads going back to, the very early days in 1950s. You said 1960s. It was 1950s. They have all the way back to 1957 was the first prototype. But they go back to the first ad they show. And what have you heard about the AR-15 all this time? It's a weapon of war, right? It's a weapon of war, weapon of war. And we keep saying, no, that's not how it was developed at all. The first ad they cite, a superb hunting partner, Colt's new AR-15 Sporter. It is exactly what we've been saying this entire time. They're trying to prove that over time, the AR-15 ads went from a hunting situation into, the brutal murder people. But again, they don't even prove that, of course. Obviously, there's 100 ways to go on the story. But they've been telling us forever this was developed as a weapon of war. In their own publication, they're showing the ads saying it is designed for hunting. They've been saying, you don't need an AR-15 to hunt. They just showed us the initial ad in 1964 about a modern sporting rifle. A superb hunting partner. If you're a hunter, a camper, or a collector. They go on and on. If you're ready for a new hunting adventure. This is them. This isn't us saying this.
Wait
this
a minute.
What they're
wait
saying.
a minute. What are you hunting? Maybe you're hunting your neighbors.
The ultimate hunt with an AR-15.
Now back to Leave It to Beaver. All right.